Hey, what's up, guys? Coach Mac, Play Fast Football. Going to continue doing our weekly video of what a coach's life is like during game week and how you prepare each day and the things you got to deal with each day. All right, quick shout out to our sponsors. First off, DC1. Thanks for the t-shirt. Guys at DC1, in-game app, helping you make critical adjustments based on live in-game data, taking tendencies and other things that you have built in already into the app, and then logging in what's actually occurring, what they're calling, the results of the plays, what you called on defense, helping you make those critical in-game adjustments. So, Coach Sauer, thanks for the shirt. RPO this, absolutely love it. All right, good job. Check out DC1. All right, remember, JustPlayFB, which is the digital software to help bring your team to the next level. The only drawing tool I use if I do any webinars, if I do any speaking at clinics, that's the only tool I'll use to draw plays. So check out JustPlayFB. MAXOne, which is an app that lets a head coach streamline organization, communication, workouts, all into one platform, so you can have your practice schedule, your summer schedule. You can text and message your team if anything changes. You can have your workouts on there. If kids go out of town, they can pull up a workout and know the workout that they need to do. Your workouts can be individualized by position. So it's an app that makes everything easier on a head coach. Game Strat, all right, sideline replay system we use. Great company, great customer support, great people. All right, there'll be a link in the description box below. Click on that link, it'll take you straight to Game Strat's site. All right, the ultimate striking machine, Difference USA, all right, which is a striking machine that allows you to get extra reps with hand placement and striking without needing a partner. We have one in our weight room. It attaches right to our squat racks. And then you can also have, we don't have any yet, but we're going to purchase some in the future with universal attachments to take out on the practice field. So now pre-practice D linemen, O linemen, linebackers, receivers, whoever you want, you can be working on striking, hand placement, thumbs up, elbows in tight. All right, works on the perfect form to strike, and you don't need a partner. You don't need anybody holding a med ball or holding a bag. You can go out there by yourself and get thousands of reps by yourself. All right, and then dome hats. All right, as always, dome hats. There's the Play Fast black football hat. Dome hats is one of the major sponsors of Play Fast Football and a major sponsor of the clinic that we're putting on January 24th, 25th, and 26th in St. Augustine, Florida. So make sure you check out that clinic and check out Dome Hats. They're doing stuff all over the country now. They want to be in every state. They want to get to every sport. They want to be on every staff. So make sure you check out the guys at Dome Hats. All right. So today's video, we're going to talk about Tuesday. All right. So today was a Tuesday practice. Yesterday I talked a little bit about Monday deals and weekend deals and leading into Monday. And so today's a Tuesday practice, which for us means varsity defense. JV's working on offense. JV goes out on the field first at 2:15. They start practicing. Varsity's in our field house watching our game from Friday night, going over the things, mistakes that we made on Friday night, talking about our run fits, talking about coverage, talking about certain calls, talking about why, what we need to understand, how when we're pressuring, what we're trying to do to the edge, how we're trying to set the edge, who's got to contain, who's playing what, an option. So going through all those things and cleaning up our game from the previous week so that we can talk about our mistakes. All right, so that when we get on the field, we go full to our game plan for the following opponent. All right, we watched from Friday, yesterday we watched offense, today we watched defense. Sometime tomorrow I will get with my team after practice and show them a little bit of the things we've been working on from our opponents. But this week we decided that we wanted to clean up things from Friday night, so we watched our previous game. All right, and we didn't watch any film on our opponent leading into the on-field stuff. We're going to watch some film on our opponent tomorrow. So when we got on the field today was a defensive day. All right, so we had defensive indy. All right, and then we had a motion adjustment period with the back end guys while the defensive line worked pass rush and screen stuff. Okay, and then we had a blitz period on bags where we are working the pressures on bags with the center snap of the ball, skill receivers lined up off of scout cards in the formations that we're going to see with the motions that we're going to see. Ball gets snapped, making sure everybody's in the lane that they're supposed to be in their pressure. If we have any peel guys or if we have any guys that have to do something different in coverage based on a back releasing, we're making sure that we're doing that. If we get jet motion, if it changes, all right, sometimes if we're playing one free, sometimes our free player will roll down and play the motion and the backside man player will roll to the middle of the field. If we have any routes that we're going to bracket, we work on seeing the brackets happen in that period. But it's not a period that we go live against the scout team, because a lot of times for us, when we do a pressure period live versus the scout team, they don't get a lot of plays off and we can't really see the things we need to see. We get false results. We don't know if we're in the right gap. We don't know if we had it played right. So we do pressure periods on bags to where we get a center lined up, 4 hand shields, all right, or 4 half moons lined up, guard, tackle on each side. If there's a tight end as a skill player, he'll line up at tight end so we can see a 3-man surface. And then based on whether it's a zone pressure or a man pressure, we make our guys, our skills line up in either the zone pressure call or the man pressure call. And then when there's motions coming, we make sure we got the motions handled, have the skills actually go through and act out the play that is supposed to be run so we can see if it's a replay, do we handle it right. So we did a blitz period on bags. And then when we went to a team period, we worked on a team period of read plays only so that we could handle jet power read, jet counter read, zone read, all the things that we're going to need to handle as far as the quarterback run game and option run game. So you can consider that a defensive option period, in my opinion. All right, so we do one of those almost every week anyways, regardless of who we're playing, because nowadays in today's game of football, you almost always get some version of option football, whether it be shotgun option, zone option, power read, or counter read option, or flex bone, or under center stuff. It really doesn't matter. At some point of option football that you have to handle, so as a defense, we almost always do a team period versus option football. We mixed in there a couple perimeter runs today so that we can make sure in that same read period we were sound against perimeter runs, going through our base coverages, our cut coverages, any other adjustments to coverages we might have, some coverages that might be mixed man and zone combinations, making sure our split field calls are right. So that's the time that we want to do that. All right, and then we had we didn't do a 7-on-7 period today because we felt like we needed another team period to shore up some things based on some of the things that happened on Friday night. We wanted to shore some things up for this week's game. So we did another team period where we mixed in more base plays as opposed to read plays. So we had 2 different periods. We had a read period and a perimeter run period, and then we had another team base period. Tomorrow we will do a 7-on-7 period so that we can cover that on the back end, all right, to clean up some of the mistakes we made from Friday night and then cover some of the best pass plays that we're going to see this Friday. So we chose in today's practice to focus mainly on read game, option game, perimeter run game, mix in a few screens and some passes in there. But that was our team period. We did a kickoff drill today, so we had our kickoff team working. That was one of the special teams that we did today. We did a live punt drill, so we had our punt team working in a live segment, got about 3 or 4 reps against a live 8-man rush, working with our punt protection and slight changes we made from last week, not only personnel changes, but wrinkles in our how we want to punt based on what we did the week before and how we covered and how we protected. And then at the end, we ran our conditioning after our punt block period. So we went today's special teams. We did kickoff, we did punt, and then we also did punt block, punt return period. So we made sure that we could line up in our punt block look, and we made sure we could line up in our punt return look, and then we conditioned at the end of the day. So all in all, by the time we got on the field, we were on the field for probably about an hour and 55 minutes once we started. We were inside watching film for 35 minutes. So all in all, I know a lot of times we talk about practice plans and guys say, well, you must be out there for 5 hours. No, we got 10, 15-minute periods. We get everything covered we need to cover, and then we move on to the next one. So the motion period today was a 10-minute period. The blitz period on bags was a 15-minute period. Both team periods were 15-minute periods. The special teams periods were 10 minutes kickoff, 10 minutes punt, 5 minutes punt block, punt return. And then the Indy period today was a 15-minute Indy period. So we were on and off the field in about an hour and 55 minutes. All the while the JV at 2:15 today was out on the field doing offense. So they were on the field for about 2 hours today covering offensive stuff, and then they covered kick return. And then tomorrow, I'll talk more about tomorrow's practice plan tomorrow. But also while doing that, I had my classes during the day. So my classes have some different setups. So I have non-football players or non-athletes in my classes, so I have workouts for them. Then I have my varsity football players doing a workout, my JV players doing a different workout because we lift on game day. So my JV plays on Thursday, my varsity plays on Friday. So I got to switch some things in our workouts so that our JV is not doing legs on a Thursday and our varsity is not doing legs on a Friday. We do upper body on game day. So I had my classes going on. And then on top of that, the adjustments that you got to go through every week as a head coach. I had one JV starter come in and tell me he had a dentist appointment at 2:30. Had another JV starter come in and tell me that he can't play this week because he got grounded at home. All right. Had 2 varsity players that are still injured from Friday night. Another player that is dinged up that we've got to work on getting a backup in for him just in case and then 2 more varsity players that got sick, have some version of the flu, that have missed school Monday and Tuesday, so they weren't at practice. So on top of your everyday game planning, on top of your everyday teaching, on top of your practice plans that you're making up, you then have to be able to improvise and adjust every day, because just when I think I got my Tuesday schedule ready, something pops up and I can't do it. So when we did our kickoff today, I had it set up for the 2 or 3 kicks that we were going to use, and I found out that my kicker is in a concussion protocol because he played in a soccer tournament on Sunday, and he got in a collision in a head ball with another player, and he's with our trainer, and I find out that he failed his baseline concussion test because of something that happened. So that's another thing that you've got to look at. So now I got to adjust our kickoff game plan. So as a head coach in high school and even in college and NFL, they deal with it all the time, but you're constantly adjusting things to what you need to do, not always what you want to do. So you have a game plan of what you want to do, and then things happen during the week beyond your control. You can only control the controllables, so then you got to make the adjustments. So as a head coach, you've got to be willing to adapt and overcome and persevere through all the different things that go on, because at the end of the day, a lot of things are out of your control. If a mom tells a kid that he can't play that week, that's beyond my control. I can talk to the mom, I can do whatever I want. She's the parent. She says the kid can't play, that's out of my control. All right, if my kicker, who's a very good soccer player, gets injured in a soccer tournament, yeah, as a head coach, you could tell him you don't want him playing soccer. You could tell him not to kick on your team if he plays soccer. I'm not that type of coach. He plays soccer, he kicks, he got injured, now I got to make adjustments, so I just move on with my game plan. All right, so, every coach has a different way of handling things. Every coach has a different way of operating. I know the way I do things. I know what works for me. So as things happen, I improvise and I adjust. I went to my JV coaches. I said, hey, by the way, you won't have this kid. By the way, this kid isn't here today. Make your adjustments. Move on with your practice. Biggest thing that I try to preach all the time to guys, coach who's here. All right, the other guys that aren't here, we can worry about that later. First thing assistant coaches are going to tell you all the time, throw them off team, throw them off team, throw them off team. All right? They have no idea what's going on with the kid. They have no idea. We had a kid last week for 2 days at the end of the week last week. We had a kid that came down with something. He missed practice in a game. Monday, the coach wants to know if he's off the team. Kid comes back and tells me what happened. I can't throw him off the team for what happened. So as an assistant coach, a lot of times you're always worried about, all the rules and everything, and kid misses, get him off the team, kick him off. You can't do that as a head coach. There's other things that go on. You got to answer to other people, so you got to learn to improvise and adjust. All right, you got to learn all the things. We have kids, 2 kids today were getting tutoring. So they didn't show up until 3:15. They're out of practice, all right, 25, 30 minutes late, missed the whole film session because they have tutoring. Can't not tell a kid to go to tutoring. Academics come first. So as a head coach, when guys ask all the time, hey, coach, I want to get into coaching. I want to be a head coach. You got to understand what you're getting into, all right? You got to understand the things that you are going to have to deal with. Every coach deals with it. This is not a Coach Mac Play Fast problem. This is a problem all across the country. Everybody's dealing with it at every level. All right, it's just a matter of how you handle it, how do you improvise, how do you adjust, how many players if you've got a team that's got great backups, then when these things happen, guys get hurt, guys get injured, guys get sick, hey, put the next guy in, next man up, roll, play ball. Well, in a place like ours, we don't have a lot of numbers. We only have 42, 44 varsity players. Guys get hurt or injured, we got to make some major adjustments to not only our depth chart, but to our game plan. Certain guys get hurt for us, we've got to change where we're attacking and how we're attacking because we're nowhere near as good without those guys. If a kicker gets hurt for me and another kicker that goes in can't do what that kicker did, now I got to change my game plan in my kickoff game. I might have to change my PAT extra point game plan. All right, so just, kind of an everyday deal of what we go through, why we do it, why we love it. All right, guy brought up a comment, 92 mesh, great comment, never even mentioned anything about washing and soaking jerseys when I did the video yesterday. Yeah, as head coaches, and we wash and soak uniforms. So after every Friday night game and every Thursday night game, when our kids are done playing, they lay their stuff in the field house. We get buckets with OxyClean in there. We put the OxyClean with water. We soak every uniform. The next day we come in, we wash the uniform, and then my equipment manager, all right, he lays them all out and he fan dries them in our equipment room. We don't put them in the drying machine. So that'll happen on Thursday night. Friday, varsity will come in, they'll play their game, they'll lay their stuff out. Game pants underneath compression shirt, game jersey gets laid out. Everything goes in, soaks. Saturday you come in, you do laundry. So there's so many other things that we miss that we don't talk about in the everyday life of a football coach, along with fundraisers, concession stand, all the things that are going on, pep rallies, homecoming, senior night. So, the everyday life of a football coach or a head coach, all right, it can be a little bit different. Some guys don't know what they're asking for when they get into it. Some people think you just sit in an office and draw ball plays up. Coaching football on the field is probably the least amount of work that I actually do. The rest of my work is classes all day, getting ready for practice, getting ready for stuff that you may not be able to do because you don't have the right players there to do it. The 2 hours on the field is beautiful. It's the best time of the day. Game nights are beautiful, but bottom line is 90% of our job is, and our time is spent doing other things. All right, so that's our Tuesday deal. That's how we do it. Remember to click the like button, subscribe. All right, comment down below whether you agree with how we do it or disagree. Any comments are great. Guys get better. People disagree all the time. They leave comments. I respond back with what I think my opinion is. It's all good. I've actually learned some things from some negative comments. So like, subscribe, all right, click the notifications so that you know every time we do a video. All right, you guys that are out there, if it's week 1, good luck to you. If it's week 2, good luck to you. All right, remember, you won't play well till you play fast. I'll catch you guys next time.